Hello and welcome to another Dominion's turn where things are steadily going from bad to terrible and worse than terrible. Yeah, so when you look at my empire, you see more Mictlan flags than Ulm flags, and that's bad. The situation is bad, but I'm not out yet. I have plans. I do have plans. So the situation is this. He's sieging this castle with 190 units. There's no way I can defend it. I was kind of hoping, because I have 11 vampire counts. I was thinking, okay, I can fly 11 vampire counts in here, create a wall of skeletons. I've got some astral mages. I can do some things, but I don't think I'm going to do things this turn. I'm going to... You see, the vampires are flying and stealth. Do that and stealth. These guys have stealth. What that means is these guys can actually run out of the fort. So if I can get most of my commands out of the fort, and I can get the vampires out because they're flying in stealth, and I can get the rangers out because they also have stealth. Unfortunately, the Black Templars stay behind and try and defend valiantly. These guys similarly, but yeah, bring a wolf. So I lose the fort, which is terrible, but I get all of the assets, most of them that's worthwhile, out. So the turn is and I relieve the siege here and get all these astral mages out too. They go to the capital, and what this means is I've got all these astral mages, and have these astral mages too, and have all these astral mages in here as well, and I'm going to recruit some more this turn, which means I can make one hell of a communion. And if I can get a wall of skeletons, which I can get from 11 vampire counts, or maybe more, I've lost count at this point, and behind them a huge communion, and I think I'm going to spam mind burn. I think I can get a victory here. Look, I'm not going to win the game. I think that dream has faded, but I think I can at least defeat one or. The goal is to defeat this army here. He's going to probably stay here and siege it down, and then I'm going to have all my communion guys here, and I can attack here with the vampires, with the horde skeletons behind them, a massive communion with mind burn. I think this is what I'm going to go for. If you have a look at mind burn, it's actually quite a good spell. It's got level 2 astral. I can easily get there with communions and Light of the Northern Star. It's all astral mages +1, so it's, I can spam this like no one's business. It's got precision of 100, so it always hits. Only affects one person, but it does enough damage. Damage is increased by 1 actually level the caster is. Okay. Armor negating, yeah. And this means that I can't. Hopefully, the Jaguar warriors are occupied by skeletons, and these mind burns just fly in and whittle them down. The other obvious astral spells is Stellar Cascades, Area of Effect. That's fatigue damage. This is the other option. This is definitely the other option. Jeez. I tried Mind Burn a little bit, and I was very satisfied with how it worked. Look, I just don't know whether or not I want to go for Stellar Cascades or Mind Burn. I'm not quite sure which one's going to be best. I'm going to go stick with Mind Burn because that's specifically hits targets and kills them dead, does damage. This is just fatigue, and fatigue's good too, but I'd be lying if I could say for certain which one I knew was best. Astral Gaze is also interesting. Let's have a look. Netherbolt. I think a few of my guys can cast Netherbolt. Range 35, area effort 1, precision 2. This might be worthwhile. The mage fires a bolt of dark energies towards his enemies. Those who survive the bolt may become feeble-minded, but strange. And yeah, so I'll probably cast this with the ones who can. I know I definitely have a few who can cast this. Astral Fires. There will be a few who can cast this. No, I need Astral and Fire. I don't think anyone can have those in the same path. Astral fires consume the essence of materials. Ordinary fires consume wood. Even stone will burn with the blaze of a blue hazy flame. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Mind Burn, but that's for a different turn. Is it an alteration? No, that's alteration. I'm looking for Iron Darts. This is also, of course, an option. Magma Bolts. Gifts from Heaven and Earthquake. This spells here. Incidentally, what I'm researching is enchantment for Rigor Mortis. The idea here is that with the skeletons and the vampires, this will affect everyone else who isn't undead. Yep. Undead or enemies are not affected by the spells. That's pretty good. Also, I will cast Darkness. Is that an alteration? Darkness. Yeah, Darkness. Darkness is great because most ordinary beings who stumble have great difficulty fighting or shooting in the darkness. Demons, blind beings, and beings with spirit sight or perfect dark vision are unaffected by the spell. This is great. Even for the Mind Burn, because that's got perfect precision. So I'm not sure if that's going to be affected by this. But certainly the skeletons won't be, and that's the important one. And the Jaguar Warriors are. So that's the idea. Now, this looks like a cowardly retreat, but it is not a cowardly retreat. These guys are, in fact, advancing very aggressively towards a different enemy. It's an important distinction. It's not running away. It's fighting in a different fashion. So that's the plan. Giant Communion, Astral Spells, defeat one of these armies, reclaim some honor, hope for the best. Yeah, so stay tuned. There will be at least 1 or 2 very big battles coming up, maybe next turn. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Okay, bye.